Welcome back to JB Reviews. I found the biggest unicorn of 2023. And I'm sure you probably have seen a granite crystal MegaCab before, but this is a 3500 with a HEMI. Notice that the badge is missing? Special shout out to Larry H. Miller here in Sandy, Utah. They do have this truck available along with a ton of other models here. I do plan on doing a comparison with my gas Chevy 0 to 60 MPG. If that sounds good to you, be sure to subscribe, turn on bell notifications. Let's get into it. Here are all the specs for the truck we're going to be reviewing today. And the base price is going to be $68,470. And granite crystal metallics to paint with the black interior. And then this is just a short listing of the standard equipment. This truck does have a lot of options on it, which is why it's so expensive. And then it continues at the top here. And then destination comes in at $1,895 with a total price of $87,615. And keep in mind you get a 5-year 60 warranty versus a 5-year 100. Now I know what people are going to say in the comment section. If this truck had the high output Cummins, it'd be $100,000. And you would pretty much be correct. But let me tell you guys something. This truck was not built for the dealer. This is actually a factory order that someone backed out of. I only knew that because I looked at the window sticker and there's a name on it. But nevertheless, night edition up front, it just looks amazing. I still think that they have the best looking trucks with the blackout package. And they made it a little bit sweeter for 2023 with this hood. Like, this hood is fire. Now granted, this is a fixed hood scoop, but you do have the heat extractors on the side. And it does look nice. It has like that really tough truck look. Love the headlight design. It's all blacked out. LED, but you do have incandescent turn signals, but you still have LED fog lights. Parking sensors are kind of hidden on the front, black tow hooks. The whole package just looks really good. And you also have a forward-facing camera because it's a 360 camera view. Now for 2023, they did take away the fender flares, and yeah, I think they should have kept them on there for Laramie, especially for a $100,000 truck. 20-inch wheel wrapped in a Firestone transverse tire, LT 285 60/20, and these tires are probably gonna have 3,750 pounds. I was close, 3,640 at 80 psi. Solid front axle. New mirrors look great. You have lights here, turn signal, light down below, and these are both heated mirrors. Smart key system, painted door handles. Now, I would prefer the power deployable running boards, but these don't look bad. And they're wheel to wheel too, so they do have a way to get into the bed out back, which is nice. There is no fifth wheel prep package, however, and there is a camera up top for the bed. I'll show that to you in a second. Now out back, if you get a 3500, you get leaf springs. This one, however, does have the air suspension, which I'll show you in a second. But 31 gallon fuel tank. Painted rear bumpers. This one does have the bed step. And then check out your tail lights and emblems out back. It's all blacked out. You have your 12-pin for camera and video. 7-pin. LED lights. Class 5 receiving hitch. And you have a light below there for your conventional hitch with that camera. Bed lights. And this truck was optioned with that 410 rear, which makes this technically max tow. So there it is. MegaCab in the shade. This is a nice truck, guys. If you are in the market, this truck's available. And a lot of people are starting to really look at gas HDs as a viable option, because for some people, including me, I would like to delete a truck in the future and just keep it, but you can't do that anymore without getting in trouble potentially. And I think in Utah, when you go to the emissions, you have to have that stuff on there or you'll get fined. So I'm not even going to take the chance if I ever get a diesel in the future. But let's go ahead and pop the hood so we can talk about HEMI. Although I would still buy the HEMI, this engine is definitely lacking in this segment. The only thing this engine has going for it is that it has the 8-speed 8 HP 75 transmission. Apart from that, the horsepower is still better than Chevy's. Has 410 horsepower, 429 pound-feet of torque, and like I said, you can gear this truck lower out back with the 410, comes standard with the 373, but the MDS is the issue I have with this powertrain. If you're looking at Ford's 7.3 or 6.8, or if you're looking at Chevy with their 6.6 liter, they don't have MDS. These engines are known to having cam and lifter failures, and that's the only reason why I don't like the system. So I do lock it into manual mode so that that system does not come on. Apart from that, I feel like the fuel economy is not much different whether you have it on or not. But when you get the Sport Performance hood, it is slightly different under here, and that's gonna help with getting the heat out of the engine bay for you. So who doesn't like Ram's interior in 2023? I don't care what anyone says, this is still the best of the best, and everything looks really nice. Seat memories, you have all your controls for your mirrors, windows. This is how you extend out these mirrors. There's so many controls for these mirrors. They're number one when it comes down to this. No one can touch them. Suede, soft touch. This is like a vinyl, maybe a leatherette material. Hard plastics down below, which is pretty typical in these trucks. And then here's some of your seat controls. You can control the front, back, and seat back. You don't have a telescoping steering wheel, but you can adjust the pedals, so that does kind of make up for that. Check out the dash too, some stitching there, soft touch, leatherette, and more lighting controls down below here. Stepping inside, leather wrap steering wheel. They did revise these controls for 2023. And one thing I'm bummed by is they did not allow you to get the 12.3-inch screen cluster. I'm actually surprised they did not allow you to get that for a Laramie. You only can get it on the Limited Longhorn and Limited. But overall, this interior is still killer. And here's some of the controls above. This truck does have the sunroof, and you can slide that rear glass out back. And again, best in the business center console. No one can touch this, guys. Like storage, and even like the phone charger, USBs, they have the most USBs. Power plugs, they give you one up front. There's actually one out back. More USBs. There's actually a USB in here. Like, they just go crazy with the USBs. Auxiliaries, although I like how Ford does theirs, this isn't a bad spot. Not a huge fan of how they do the transmission shifter here, but full-wheel drive systems there, push button start standard all the way down to a tradesman. Harman Kardon sound system. This truck is loaded to the gills. Like, it has probably every option you can get except for the diesel. And on the passenger side, you can probably see that door card a little bit better without the glare. This storage is really nice. They do give you like this non-slip thing in here. I never can find words when I'm on camera. I guess I still get nervous, right? And storage down below, storage on the side. You can tilt the headrests. And then out back, this has reclining seats. This is the only truck in this segment that does that. There's storage below the seat. There's storage behind the seat. I do miss my MegaCab. That's the only thing I'll say about Ford and GMs. They don't have this much storage. Like, I had so much stuff in my truck when we were full-time RVing that when I traded it, I had to put stuff back in the RV because I didn't have enough storage for it. Cup holders, outboard heated seats, and as I mentioned, tons of power ports back here. Seat back pockets, and more cup holders. Now let's go ahead and start this beast. I think that Ram has the best sounding diesel, and the HEMI ain't that bad either. So the highlights in this screen here, this is something that I've always raved about with Ram, and even to this day, they give you the best layout for all of the gauges. This is my favorite gauge summary. When I'm towing, I'm always here, always right there. Engine idle hours back here. Now you can do a split screen. All you have to do is hit home, and you can pretty much customize this screen how you like. You can add more widgets, as they call it. Now they did update this, I think, in 2022, and it's really, really nice. Like, even up top here, if you want to turn on your ventilated seats, you can do that there. And what else would you want to see? Let's go to vehicle. This thing has the 360 cameras. You do have the bed lowering option because it has air suspension. And this is probably my least favorite setup. I like GM's the best because they have it all in a row. And I just feel like this is just a little bit more cumbersome. That's just my opinion. But let's go ahead and just check out the surround view camera. And here is for the conventional camera. If you're planning on towing a trailer, you can zoom in. Same thing goes for your bed too. Now that 12 pin, as I was telling you guys, that's going to be for this. And trailer reverse guidance. You have this. You can angle the cameras as well. You go back to more cams that way. This does have the auxiliary switches. So let's just go ahead and quickly show that. So that's going to be the commercial settings. I think the code is 0000. Yep. And then this is just what you're going to see in there. And then you can reset that pin if you like. But yeah, this is a good truck. I think that the HEMI can tow like 16,000 pounds or so. Let's go ahead and take a look at the payload. That way you guys have an idea of that number. So this truck has a gross axle weight rating at front at 5,500 pounds. Rear is 7,000 pounds. And then it has 11,400 pound GVWR. So all in, holy smokes, 3,968 pounds of payload. That is a big payload with this amount of options, like running board, sunroof. The air suspension kind of adds weight, but not much. Spray and bed liner, leather seat, the bed step. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on this truck. I guess the fifth wheel prep package is not on here, and that's going to add weight to the truck as well. But yeah, these are some big running boards, so I'm actually surprised. This truck has more payload than I think it does have more payload than my Chevy. But yeah, special shout out to Larry H. Miller here in Sandy, Utah. If you're on the market for a Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, they have it all available here, used cars. Make sure you give them a look up. See you guys in the next video.